Okay, I finished fitting this surface here. One thing I should point out is it may be necessary to thin the sear in width so that it rotates freely on the pin. It gets sandwiched between the safety lever and the ejector, and we've left a little bit of material on this surface. And to do that, you can use the sandpaper and the flat surface. Again, this is the surface that we're fitting. Grip safety is working properly. The sear is moving freely. You can tell because just the sear is rotating and it's not rotating the safety lever with it. When I push down on the sear, check to make sure that the disassembler is working. Rotate the takedown lever to the up position. Push down on the sear, and the disassembler will move up, moves under the safety lever and blocks the safety lever, and it captures the sear. Now to this point, I haven't disassembled anything on the front. We've only been working on the back here, and again with the takedown lever in the down position. Last thing we have to do is remove the factory trigger and install our trigger with the over travel stop on the back of it, and fit the over travel stop and replace the trigger spring with our trigger spring. So we'll go ahead and start doing that. On the XDM, rotate the takedown lever up and move it between 10 and 11 o'clock and pull out. It'll come loose, and then just keep pulling out and twisting, and it'll come out. Take a punch and start the pins. I push them out until they clip into the detent, and that will keep them in the pistol. You don't have to remove them out completely, just far enough to lift the block up. So we have the locking block. We've got the slide lock spring, the slide lock, and the disassembler transfer bar. If we push up on the bottom of the trigger here and push down on the trigger bar, we can remove the trigger, rotate the trigger bar forward, pull it out, and we can remove the spring if we need to. We'll set this off to the side. Take our trigger spring, install it in the trigger, install the trigger bar, and rotate it back. We're going to put the back of the trigger bar in first. And I'm just going to put this pin in place so we can test and see how much we need to remove. Alright, I'm going to push the grip safety in, and I'm going to pull the disassembler back out of the way and squeeze the trigger. So here's the disassembler. Just going to pull it back out of the way so I can operate the trigger. Squeeze the trigger, and we're going to look at the side of the gun here. We're looking at this point of the sear, and we want to remove material off the trigger over travel stop until this point of the sear is basically flush with the frame rails. Okay, I've removed the trigger again. This is the over travel stop, and it's the surface that we're going to remove material from. You can do this with sandpaper and a block, or you can use a file. Okay, I went back and I took another 10 thousandths off the back of the over travel stop on the trigger. We'll do the same check again. Again, the gun's unloaded. We're going to push down on the top of the slide, pull the trigger, and it fires. Thanks for watching.